And we are live. Welcome everyone to the Publicity Officer session of the 2020 MUSA election debates. Quick introductions. I am Raif, moderator for today's debate. Harish there is the stream manager. And we have Irina, the Publicity Officer candidate running in the election. All right, briefly, before we begin the session, we shall start with, of course, the introduction that we're in right now, before a 5-minute opening statement by Irina, followed by the office bearer Q&A session that will go on for 15 minutes before we open up the floor to the audience to submit your questions. And if you do want to submit them, just type them in the YouTube chat, or we'll ask them during this public Q&A session before we wrap it up with the closing statement by Irina. So with that said, Irina, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Irina.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Irina, the Publicity Officer candidate. I'm a second-year School of Business student and am majoring in accountancy. So, a little bit about myself. I am from Seremban, which is just an hour away from Sunway. And throughout my years in high school, I've helped out in events, and I was also like the secretary for a Japanese club back in pre-U. So I joined Monash in October 2019. So I had one on-campus semester, and then the rest became Zoom Nash, which is a term I've learned recently. So okay, let me just jump straight into my manifesto. So I had written my manifesto based on goals that I wish to achieve in 2021, which is improving the transparency within MUSA, ensuring a smooth transition from online to on-campus, increasing MUSA's awareness from students, as well as making the student community informed of any updates and comfortable of asking questions to me. So, okay. But however, today I would like to elaborate on how I plan to achieve those goals by focusing on three main issues. So the first issue is on the awareness of MUSA from students. So a lot of students don't know that MUSA exists, especially the recent intakes 2020. So assuming that next semester is on campus, I propose having QR codes posted on such as the bulletin boards, so that students can easily access our social media accounts. So they'll scan the codes and then they can be directed straight to our Instagram or even Facebook page. So yeah. Besides the QR codes, I'm also planning to have subscription emails for students on MUSA updates. So the next issue, I would like to talk about making MUSA more approachable to students. So my aim here is to make sure the student community, you, are comfortable in asking me questions. So I understand that some of us are extroverts and some of us are introverts. So how I propose to solve this issue is using type forms. Besides Google Forms, I suggest using type forms because type forms has higher anonymity. So the students will have more privacy by using these forms, besides Google Forms, which are connected to their student email. So I hope that with QR codes and type forms, students feel that MUSA is more approachable in 2021. So the next issue that I would like to touch on is it's to ensure that the transition from online to on-campus is smooth for students. So if university reopens next year, we have a total of 4 intakes who have never stepped foot in Monash. So I hope to make informative posts on MUSA's Instagram for students. So I'll post about the know-hows in Monash, Malaysia, the annual events that every student should be noted on, and which accounts to follow to stay updated with the recent Monash updates. In other words, you could say it's like a newbie starter pack for students. So yeah. Besides that, I hope to collaborate with Monga. So we could do maybe videos, introduction to Monash, and the important places to know in Monash. for students who are new to the campus. So I hope with the post and Monga, I can assist these students to have a smooth transition from being like online to on campus. So yeah, those are my policies.
All right, thank you, Irina, for your opening statement. We shall now invite the current office bearers, Celine and Sandra, for the office bearer Q&A session.
Hi
All right,
guys.
Celine.
Hi Irina. Sandra, would you
Hi.
like to go first?
Sure. So I think I would like by saying it was a really good speech. I like how realistic your
Thank you.
approaches are. And so my first question is a very general question for all publicity officers, actually. We have in the past found out that Monash students are somewhat a little reluctant to fill up forms, to engage through social media. So how do you plan to fix that problem? Because sometimes students need to be pushed over and over again to get a certain response. They prefer going to Monash confessions and writing their worries down there more than approaching MUSA. So how do you plan to tackle that problem as publicity officer?
Okay. So Sandra, thanks for the question. So I understand it's a hard thing, especially like everything became online. So I feel like I would, as publicity, I would keep promoting on Instagram and social media. And maybe from one of my policies, I mentioned that I would like to email students directly. So I would like to try to make it like a word of mouth from student to student, so that they would say, hey, you should follow MUSA's Instagram page because they have a lot of updates. So I'm trying to build that kind of environment first, if that answers your question.
Yeah, I just want to point out here that so we are not allowed to send mass emails to students. It's actually discouraged by student life. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay, noted.
Celine?
Hi, Irina. Okay, first of all,
Hi.
I'd like to say good job with the policy speech. It's because it's very realistic. I really like it. And I like the part where you include like a bit of online in case, I mean, touch wood, hopefully nothing happens next year. Okay, but I think first off, I'd like to ask how could you elaborate more? How high is anonymity for Typeform rather than Google Form? Because Google Form you can you can adjust the settings to set in such a way whereby like you can ensure the anonymity that is there. So could you elaborate more on that? Because I'd like to know.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Celine. Like for Typeform, they can submit questions through it. I'll put like a little corner there if they want to be like if they want me to further contact them, I'll ask for maybe Telegram or their Instagram if they're open to it. If not, they'll provide another way to communicate with them. It's another alternative if you do not prefer to use Google Forms. So that's why I suggested it in my policy.
Thing is, we've came up with a few channels like Google Form and also Question Box and also like DMing us. Are there any more channels where you have considered for people to like complain and whatnot?
Okay. Complain. They could. Do you mean like they're open to like let their personal information out? Like they're open to be known or like anonymously?
Either ways. Yeah, apart from Typeform and Google Form, because somewhat the concept is same. And sometimes when we put out Google Form, I think students just don't want to go through the hassle of scanning the QR code or going to the link and then putting up their email and whatnot to just to submit their complaints. So there's one time we also open up our DMs and also like I'll say a question box. Is there like a way where that, as in apart from forms, Are there like any other ways that you've thought of?
They could most of them mostly like DM straight away, but if they
DM
really
straight
don't want to, they don't want to DM like through MUSA, they're like
Mm-hmm.
more comfortable with people instead, like direct personal account.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy to provide my Instagram account. They can DM me anytime.
Okay, yeah, okay, sure. Sandra, do you have any questions?
So I just want to be clear. So do you know how many social media accounts fall under publicity?
No, sorry.
Okay, so I just wanted to tell you the TEDx account that falls under publicity, even though it's taken care of by the VPs. It does fall under publicity, and then there is the MUSA Instagram and the MUSA Facebook pages. Yeah, and we also have to keep a close link with all the other departments to post their events and their events and create awareness about their events. So, do you have anything you want to do regarding that? Do you have any plans as to how to keep the relationships intact with all the other departments and making sure that their posts are also up on time along with ours?
Okay. So if I get elected, I'm hoping to like improve the communication between divisions as well, besides from my policies. So as publicity, we're in charge of helping people to post. So I I'll um, I'll try to create an environment for them to be comfortable in contacting me. So I'll maybe make a group for all the divisions. So if they have anything to be they want to publicize, they can come straight to me.
All right, got you. Anything else, Celine?
Okay, you mentioned that you want to make know-how posts, so basically like an information post. Are there examples of like what type of know-how posts? Because technically we are also posting information posts now because things online. So are there any like fresh take to this videos or whatnot? I don't know what you have in mind, but do you mind sharing maybe like one or two of it?
Okay, so right now we have like a lot of posts, right? It's almost the end of 2020. So most of them don't like have the energy to scroll down like uh, to the early like 2020. So I'm hoping to like reconstruct the Instagram page where I put like 2021 um so that people know like above the 2021 are like the posts for the like current year, next year. So I'm hoping to put like the new MUSA officers one, and I'm hoping thinking of putting posts such as I'll repost everything like Monash Cup, what they need to know, and annual events that happen like the election, the timeline, and everything. And yeah, yeah, that's it. I think
You know,
I'll post along the way as well. It depends on the year. 'Cause, yeah.
okay. Should the QR code thing don't work? Okay, honestly, it is a good idea, the QR code posting on campus, but if that didn't work, are there other initiatives where you can encourage students to actually follow our page? Because one thing me and Sandra, my partner Sandra, we noticed like so there are also issues about getting to to spread the awareness of the page, especially now that it's online. So if things are back to normal, how are you going to? I mean, what kind of initiatives would you have to encourage students to like come to us? I mean, come to the page and whatnot.
Join the social media, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. In the case of online, yeah. I mean, on campus.
on campus. Yeah.
Okay. Mm, so on campus, I'll still even if things go on campus, I'll still have things online as well, because there are people who join like buddy programs and stuff. So I'm thinking of maybe posting Oh, sorry, I'm in the process. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Take your time, take your time.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's all good, all good, all good. Don't worry. Take your time, okay? Don't be nervous. You'll be fine.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm
obviously you have to build it bit of it, right?
okay. So like to promote MUSA, I'll still
Yeah.
do the programs. Maybe try to think like other programs as well, which I will discuss with other divisions. Maybe they have ideas. So I'll ask them and then I'll propose some of my ideas and then publicize them on Instagram and Facebook. And on campus, we could promote it on the bulletin boards as well. Oh, okay. So on the bulletin boards as well to make people want to join the program. It's really about like getting I have to maybe maybe I'll do a feedback from the students like what programs they want to see in 2021 and then make those events like turn them into like real programs and post them all over campus. Does that answer your question? Sorry.
I think
that is one.
I think
Sorry,
there
Sandra,
was a
you can go ahead.
misunderstanding in the question a little bit. I think what we're trying to know is when everything does go back on campus, how do you get to have, especially new students, what incentive or how would you get them to follow these social media pages? I think that's what we're trying to know. What initiatives are you going to do? Yeah, to get them to initially follow these social media pages, because when things were on campus last year, publicity team during orientation would hand out donuts to every new student in return of a like and a subscribe to these social media pages. So obviously we couldn't do that this year because things weren't on campus, but we still tried in our capacity. Thanks to COVID, it worked in our favor. We did get quite a lot of following because people wanted to know information. But next year, how do you plan to do it? Do you have any specific initiatives in mind?
I could still continue because our students they would want something in return, so I'll continue like maybe giving like donuts or other kind of food. But I would instead of giving stuff, maybe I'll promote how important it is to follow these pages to be updated because anything could happen. There could be another wave and then everything could turn online again. So I'll post like how important it is instead of giving incentives. It's a trial and like error thing. So
yeah.
And like also, I'll have to discuss with my team or because we have budgets as well, right? So yeah, I'll have to discuss with MUSA officers to see what I can do and like if they have any ideas as well. Because these things they take some time to think of a solution. So yeah.
Thank you, Irina. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thanks.
No, there's not much from my side anymore. Thank you so much, Irina.
Thank you, Irina.
Oh, no problem.
I think one last suggestion is that you have to take into consideration budget cuts next year, which you mentioned just now. Yeah. So see how are you going to like navigate your way through it, lah. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Okay.
But a very good job, nevertheless.
Thanks.
Well done.
All right. Thank you, Irina, Celine, and Sandra for the candidate Q&A briefing. We shall now move on to the public Q&A. Now, again, to tell everyone here watching, if you do want to send in your questions, drop it in the YouTube chat. We don't have any questions at the moment, but we will be, we'll wait for some of them. We may see some questions coming in. In the meantime, Celine and Sandra, if you've got any more questions or if you'd like to follow up on any of Irina's policies, feel free to go ahead while we wait for the questions to come in. Also, while we're waiting, we could maybe just go by what's up for the elections. We are in debate day 3. Debate day 4 starts tomorrow, which is also the final day of debates before we go on to the voting, which begins this Friday. Friday, week 6 is when voting begins. So stay tuned to MUSA's Insta and the election website for updates on the voting. Still no questions at the moment. Again, if you all want to watch, there's still one more debates later on. The women's officers debates will be starting at 8:15. And tomorrow we've got 7 debates. The most debates we've had in a single day tomorrow, starting off with the head of CNS. Still no questions, unfortunately. Celine and Sandra, have you got any follow-up maybe, or any more questions for Irina?
Not from my side. How about you, Sandra?
I just wanted to point out a small thing. So, Irina, you spoke about bulletin boards at some point. We haven't suffered it this year because we didn't go on campus, but from our predecessors, what we heard is that it's very hard to keep track. It's very hard to get people to get expired posters off bulletin boards. So it's a big problem. There are expired posters all over the bulletin boards. People who put it up don't take it down, and student life is not happy with that situation. And the bulletin boards, by the way, are under MUSA, all the blue bulletin boards. So do you have anything in mind to tackle that? You can answer in short. It's just a general question.
Okay. So I could remind the students by I could remind them through like WhatsApp or like email. But if they really don't take it down as publicity, it is my job to handle these kind of issues. So I will have to take them down. But I would do reminder emails as if they forget to do it.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Sandra and Irina. I think everyone's eating dinner or busy with dinner. So sorry about that, but yeah, there are no questions. So Irina, if you'd like, you can continue with your closing statement. 5 minutes starts now.
Okay. So hi. If I just want to say, like, if I am elected as the publicity officer, I hope to really create a comfortable space between MUSA and the student community. So that's one of my major goals. So I also intend to have information updated on time and in the simplest way possible for your benefit, the students. So thank you so much, Raif, Harish, Sandra, and Celine. And to those who tune in, thank you so much. So I hope you guys are well, and do drop me any questions if you have any on my Instagram. It's Irina_Ribina. So yeah, shameless promotion, I know. Just drop me a DM. Don't worry.
No, it's
So,
good.
yeah.
Yep. If you all want a specific username, you can reach out. Go ahead to MUSA's Instagram page where you'll see Irina's tag in her Know Your Candidates post. With that said, thank you everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Celine, Sandra, and Irina. Goodbye everyone, and good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.